all changed that last lap. The only ones that didn't change were first, second, third, Ty Bodine, Kyle Busch, and Austin Dillon.
And the battle for the lead certainly tightened up quite a lot in that last lap. Kyle Busch drove right back up on the back of Ty Bodine. If Ty's truck goes a little bit loose after 10 or 12 laps, it's just going to get looser as time goes on and maybe allow Kyle Busch to get up there and challenge him for that lead.
Riding along with the Toyota onboard on Ty Bodine's truck, looking back at the Toyota truck of Kyle Busch. Those two running 1 and 2. Todd Bodine, our most recent winner. Kyle Busch has also won this year. Here's a battle for 10th. Jason White in the gunbroker.com, number 23, just in front of the 5 of Mike Skinner.
Looks like the decision for Jason to bring that Ford here to Michigan is a good one. He's been really strong all day long. Telling the crew, it sounded like maybe he said he was tied off. So he needs an adjustment on that Ford, but he's certainly running a good race. Currently shown in the 10th spot.
Was able to pass Mike Skinner on that last lap. Elliott Sadler now has made his way all the way up to the 8th position. Good side-by-side battle for a moment for the 4th position. Ron Hornaday gets Eric Almirola back.
Eric got him as a result of Hornaday getting loose on the inside of Austin Dillon. You see Austin just up ahead. So Hornaday's got a fast truck. It's amazing to me he's never finished better than 7th here at Michigan. How do you figure that?
That's the only racetrack that we race on, with the exception of Chicagoland, that we've only run once. He finished 11th there last year. That he's not got a better finish in 7th than here at Michigan.
Trying to improve on that today, and a great run now as he reels in the 3 of Austin Dillon. And you see our race leader, Todd Bodine, now going by some of the slower lap traffic. And in tow is Kyle Busch.
It almost looked like something happened to the Austin Dillon truck. Hornaday had such a draft on him down that front straightaway.
Bodine, Busch, Dillon, Hornaday, and Almirola, your top 5 in the VFW 200 from Michigan.
Discover the soul of NASCAR.
Welcome back to Michigan International Speedway. We've got Kyle Busch out in front of Todd Bodine. He has been able to make the pass, but Bodine not giving up. Battling back on the inside.
Kyle Busch went to the outside, grabbed the lead, and it looked like was going to drive away from Todd, but Todd found something when he went up to the top side and closed right back in on Kyle Busch. And look, lingering right off the tailgate of Todd Bodine is Austin Dillon. He's caught these two.
You wouldn't think there was 43 laps to go in this race, would you?
This is fun, man. Look at these 3.
Austin
the battle
Dillon
for the lead.
Has reeled in the top 2. Hornaday's dropped back just a bit, but it's not been decided yet who wants to be out front. We've seen Todd Bodine come charging back hard. Kyle Busch is your man up front now.
Oh, they all want to be up front.
That's why they're doing all this.
And here we go. They're tightening up once again. Now Todd Bodine to the bottom of the racetrack. Austin Dillon stays behind the 18. Let's see if Todd Bodine utilizes that little push that he got.
Look at Kyle Busch sideways leading this race. Todd Bodine's looking at that thinking, if you just slip a little bit more, I'll have my lead back.
About 3 or 4 more degrees sideways, and I've got it.
One of the other things we've got to keep an eye on, lap 59, we're getting close to being inside that window. If one more stop makes it all the way to the end.
Yeah, that's right. We're just outside of 40 laps to go, which is really somewhere around the average of most of the trucks, what they can do. They pitted back on lap number 35, so we know they can go at least 35 laps, so they can run to about lap 70, but that's going to be about it. Let's take a look at how Kyle got the lead while we were away in commercial. As you mentioned, Mike, he ran the high side, and look at the momentum he had. Todd realized that he had the momentum and pulled over to the inside and said, I know you got the momentum. I know you beat me through that corner. There it is.
Let's see what you're doing that maybe I can change my line, work my line differently, and get the lead back. And look, he's moved well up the racetrack from where he was. Not quite as high as Kyle runs, but way up from where he was, and his truck is very fast up there.
A little bit faster than Busch's.
A couple of Toyotas holding off a very potent pole-sitting Chevy there from Austin Dillon. Wonder if he's got both eyes working.
1, 2, and 3 cross the stripe. Under 0.4 of a second separating all 3 trucks that last time by. Now to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Todd Bodine. Austin Dillon was going to follow him to the bottom. And they're still not able to get by that 18 of Kyle Busch.
Those 3 trucks ran within 100th of a second of one another. We know that. They were bumper to bumper. They about had to. But they are the fastest trucks on the track by far.
Norm Benning was slow on the track. We saw a glimpse of that 57 down on the apron.
Sometimes you'll see a truck like Elliott Sadler, who got behind, being able to make some better time on making his way to the front. But Elliott doesn't even have anything for these three. They are by far the fastest three trucks. It looks like these are the guys that will settle this race.
They've separated themselves from fourth, which is Ron Hornaday, by about a second and a half. Hornaday back there 2 seconds back from race leader Kyle Busch.
So the top 5 trucks, you mentioned how close they are. The top 5 trucks that time within a half a tenth of a second.
Kyle Busch, Todd Bodine, and Austin Dillon, your top 3, right?
You know, Rick, at the top of the show, we were talking about our final thoughts, and I said, you know, a number of guys have a chance to get their career best finish today. Well, check out the list right now and see how it's running. We've said Kyle Busch finished second here 3 times. He's at the front. Todd Bodine would get a career best. Look at Ron Hornaday. He would move up there. So this is an interesting list. Obviously, Buescher and Almirola didn't have to work very hard to get up there to make an improvement, but everybody on that list in position to do just as I had predicted.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Almost completely sideways was Kyle Busch. Does that allow Todd Bodine to get up beside him? Todd Bodine making the move by. Here comes Austin Dillon. That momentum lost by Kyle Busch when he got sideways coming out of turn 2.
Okay, so does everybody at home, they are racing hard. These guys are on the edge of control.
Do we understand that?
Are we clear about that? There is still 30-some laps to go, and he's sideways trying to hold on to the lead.
And another pit stop.
Oh.
Todd Bodine now out in front. Kyle Busch running second. Austin Dillon in third.
Don't ever wonder why Kyle Busch runs at the front of the field. He just runs that hard every lap, and he's so talented he can get sideways and hang on to it. Sometimes he does it so well we don't even know he's bobbling around. That time, watch this.
Right side of your screen.
This is more than a bobble, right?
Yeah, this is completely sideways is what that is.
At 175 miles an hour. Can you believe that? 175 miles an hour.
It has to chase it a couple times to grab a hold of it. There's another view of it. And Todd Bodine being right behind him wasn't helping that situation. That was robbing air off that rear spoiler.
But let me...
This is what Todd Bodine saw.
Let me tell you about Todd Bodine right there, though. He's not surprised. You know, you follow along with Kyle Busch. If he turns sideways in front of you, you just assume he's going to save it. And plus, it doesn't freak you out because he's been bobbling around. Todd knows he's right on the edge of control anyway. So... he wasn't shocked.
And as a driver, you try to use that. You try to make it worse for him. You try to get up as close as you can to make sure that he gets loose.
Take that air off of the rear spoiler. Todd Bodine now in front of the field. Kyle Busch running second. Austin Dillon a strong third. Ron Hornaday trying to improve on his career best at this racetrack in fourth. And Eric Almirola rounding out our top 5. Monday night, you can get your NASCAR fix with NASCAR Race Up. Get the latest NASCAR news and information in here straight from the drivers and crew chiefs when they stop by the garage to hang out and talk racing. NASCAR Race Up presented by Hooters Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
NASCAR President Mike Helton will be on the hub Tuesday, so that'll be something you want to watch.
Okay, the sideways slide off turn 2 hasn't tempered Kyle Busch's spirit, and he's chased Todd Bodine back down and is trying to grab the lead away from him.
Well, Kyle Busch is closing the gap on the 30. The 33 of Ron Hornaday has taken the third spot away from Austin Dillon. We see the hands for Todd Bodine here.
I love that view right there.
2 back to the 18, 20 back to the 33 behind him.
Look at Todd in there. Man, he's so focused on what he's doing.
Remember, coming off a big win, his 6th win at Texas Motor Speedway last weekend, trying to make it 2 in a row.
Trying to grab my handful of wheel here, see if he can keep from turning to the right. Looks like that truck's handling really well.
He's not doing a whole lot of jostling on that steering wheel.
Under green flag conditions, Elliott Sadler came onto pit road. Again, he was one of the trucks that did the wave around earlier, so he was probably running a little bit low on fuel.
Right along with Jennifer Jo Cobb as the leaders.
Ray, what's happening?
Well, just wanted to update Elliott. I had looked up at the scoring pylon, noticed the 2 truck had moved up to 7th place, but they did have to pit under green there. Very snug rolling through the center, so they raised the track bar on that one. 4 tires and fuel for Sadler. He should be able good to go.
Remember, Elliott made that unscheduled pit stop, and he'd used the waiver on as we watched David Starr getting 4 tires under green. So Elliott had to come in a little bit earlier than most of the other trucks.
And David Starr didn't get tires under the caution flag before he got a little gas and got some track position, and so he needed to come get those.
Right.
And the problem with Starr, guys, was he was very, very loose. They cleaned the grill off, too, as he complained water temperature was climbing on that number 81, but they made a number